In the previous video, I showed you how to solve quadratic inequalities. So now it's your turn to have a go. Given this inequality here, solve it and draw the number line that represents a solution. Okay, so press pause and have a go. Okay, so first try to draw a graph of this. Try to draw a graph of y equals this thing here, and then you get a sense of what's going on. So here, try multiply out the brackets here. So this will be x squared minus 7x, and then this times this here. So this will be plus 3x, and then minus 21 less than or equal to 0. So this becomes x squared minus 4x minus 21 less than or equal to 0. Now use this to sketch our graph, and then later on use this to find out the roots. Okay, so hang on, you see what I mean later on. So looking at this here, let's try and sketch our graph. So our graph y x here. So now we are trying to draw this graph here. So it's y equals this thing here. Okay. So now when x is small, this term here, these two terms here dominate. So it will be an intercept of minus 21, intercept of minus 21, and then you've got a gradient of minus 4. So I'm going to guess it to be something like this, minus 4. Okay. So looking at this here, you know one of the two will have to be 0. So this bubble here. So if you have this bubble here, when you're trying to draw a graph of y equals x plus 3 and then x minus 7, if you're trying to find out the roots, so meaning that this is 0, either this bubble will have to be 0 or this bubble will have to be 0. So when you put x equals minus 3 in here, then this whole thing here will be 0, giving you, you got to watch the section on quadratic, then you see what I mean. So here, one of the roots here will be negative 3, and the other one is positive 7. Okay, so hang on. So one of the roots will be negative 3. So I'm going to say this is negative 3, and the other root is positive 7. Okay, so the other roots will be, hang on. So 3 will be here, 6 will be here, 7 I'm going to guess to be here. So 7 here. So now you've got this thing. So let's just guess now. The rest is guesswork. Okay. So now given this here, our graph, it's a bit messy now, but our graph will look like this. And you want blah 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 to be less than or equal to 0. Okay. So hang on, let me just clear this up so you see what I mean. Hang on. Let me just clear this up. Okay, so this was what was given to us right from the start. Okay, so now we use this to draw our graph, which happens to be like this. Okay, and now we've got to select a region where this whole thing here is less than or equal to 0. So the whole thing, remember, this is our graph of y equals what was it? X plus 3 and then x minus 7 here. You see this here, this is the equation for our graph. Now looking at this here, we want the whole thing to be less than or equal to 0. So less than or equal to 0. So if you select anything in this region here, then everything here is below 0. So your number line will look something like this. If you have a number line, hang on, 0 here and negative 3 here, not to scale here, positive 7 here. If hang on, let's have a look at this. Is less than or equal to, so we can include the minus 3 and we can include the 7. You see, looking at this graph here, you can see that anything within this region here is good because it will give us everything that's below or equal to 0. So your diagram will look like this. Okay, so this is your answer. But now you can use this to write this. Hang on, x has to be bigger or equal to minus 3, but less than or equal to 7. So this is, well, when you do this, do the whole thing here. Do these two. Draw the picture and do this as well. Okay.